Hi, I'm Dr. Pascal Zhuang. Welcome to my channel. This video was made several weeks ago during an interview with Janelle Vo, one of my scribes. If you get a chance, check out her Instagram at everydayjanelle. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel by clicking on my initials in this corner down over here. Also, at the end of this video, I'll give some current updates on trial results and vaccine safety numbers. So please watch until the end.
Hi, Dr. PJ. Thanks for joining me today. We're on our next hot topic, vaccine. We're talking about vaccine safety. Is this vaccine going to be safe?
Yeah, well, that's a good question, and it's kind of a little bit of a long answer. I'll try to make it brief. Vaccines in the past have been made a certain way, and I'll break it down as there's kind of part A and part B. And part A is the research, development, clinical trials, like you hear about, phase 1, 2, 3. And phase 4 is actually after the vaccine is approved and released, called post-market surveillance.
Okay.
Then part B is actually the manufacture, the production, the logistics, the distribution, getting it into actually providers' offices and administering the vaccine. So that's kind of part B. Part B happens after part A, right? Mm-hmm. That's what used to happen. But now with Operation Warp Speed, which people are feeling like, hey, you know what? Are you taking shortcuts? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Part A used to happen first. Part B afterwards, like that. Mm-hmm. The timeline went part A, part B. Part A, to recruit 30,000 patients, sometimes would take 2 or 3 years. Mm-hmm. The trials, there's phase 1, 2, 3. Phase 1 is the small, like 40 human safety testing and dose testing. Phase number 2 is a few hundred, like in the Moderna, 600 people to look at safety and dosing. And phase 3 is 30,000 people, where you're really kind of capturing large numbers. That takes a few years to recruit all those people. Mm-hmm. Then after that, when you get those results back and it says the vaccine works, which they know now, what happens is then they start production. And as you can imagine, part B is the production phase, manufacturing, logistics, distribution. That costs billions of dollars, billions with a B. Mm-hmm. And no pharmaceutical company is going to go to part B without knowing part A works. Absolutely. So that's why they do part A. They finish it a few years. Then they do part B. And then that takes another year or two. Mm-hmm. What the government did was they said, hey, we're going to pay you $2 billion and you start part B on day 1. Because when they start doing the trials and administer from phase 1, they already have the vaccine formula, right? It's not a secret. The pharmacies know what it is, but instead of waiting till part A finishes and then starting here, they took part B, they put it next to each other. They do it in parallel so that when you get phase 3 trial results, which just came out that it's 94% effective, then you start making it. But now we started making it day 1, and the pharmaceutical companies had no risk for doing all that manufacturing logistics. And so one of the general in charge of the vaccines just today said that as soon as they get EUA, emergency use authorization from the FDA, he said they're ready to roll within 24 hours. So that's Operation Warp Speed. And so that's why all the same things have been done, but they just made it more efficient. And even within part A, the clinical trials, placebo, double-blinded, there are independent safety review boards that are outside of the pharmaceutical companies that get the data unblinded. They're the ones who look for side effects. And you might have heard that some trials are stopped for a few days because they see the side effects in the people who got the vaccine. The pharmaceutical company has no idea who got the vaccine. Right? So the safety board independently will stop the trial, investigate what happened. And if they think that it's just coincidental or unrelated, they start the trial again. After the trial is done, then emergency use authorization has to go through the FDA. And then at that point, the CDC and the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Disease, where Dr. Fauci is, all those top scientists in the country in these big institutions review all the data. So that's a double check again. Mm-hmm. And then on top of that, the pharmaceutical companies have done something unprecedented. They said, we're going to release our protocols. and they're going to release their data. So every scientist in the world now can look at this. So it's very transparent to ensure public confidence. And the reason why it's so quick is because they compressed all this. And instead of taking a few years to recruit, everyone knows about coronavirus. They made a huge public effort to recruit. Everyone volunteered. So instead of recruiting 30,000 patients in 2 years, it happened in 2 months.
Yeah.
So that is incredible. And that's why we have it so quickly. And that's why there's really no shortcuts. Everything is done the same, but that timeline has been compressed.
When it's ready, are you going to take the vaccine?
Right now, I think I'm 99% that I'm going to take it. The data still has to be released and reviewed. There needs to be emergency use authorization, which actually today Pfizer applied for. And we expect that it's going to be authorized pretty soon. And like that general in charge said, it's going to be ready to roll. First responders, frontline healthcare workers, essential workers, they're going to be the people who get it first. And as long as that trial and safety data comes out and is reviewed and it's good, then I think that there is very low risk, and I would have the same confidence in this vaccine as other vaccines that have gone through the same vetting and approval procedures.
Great. Well, that kind of concludes the end of this hot topic, unless you wanted to add anything else.
Just everyone stay safe out there.
Stay safe. And again, guys, please check the link down below.
I hope that was informative. If you liked this video, please click down here on my initials and subscribe, because I have more videos on my channel about the virus. I also have a few updates. The Pfizer BioNTech trial had 43,000 patients. The Moderna trial had 30,000 patients. Half of those patients had vaccine and half had placebo. So that makes 37,000 patients who received vaccines. And after several months of surveillance, there have been no serious adverse side effects. That's 0. So that's actually really, really good. Dr. Fauci, who everybody here knows and is the GOAT, has already said that 90% of the serious side effects from any vaccine will be seen within the first 6 weeks. In addition, Dr. Paul Offit, who is on the FDA committee and has studied vaccines for decades and practices at Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, one of the top children's hospitals in the country, has said that in all his years of vaccine development, serious side effects have been seen within the first 2 months after the vaccine has been given. And many of those 37,000 patients have already gone through those first 2 months, and there are no serious side effects. Both vaccines have also shown 94 to 95% efficacy. The flu vaccine only has about 50% efficacy, so these are safe and much more effective vaccines. I hope you found this video informative, you feel comfortable with the vaccine development process, and understand why no corners were cut. The FDA committee that oversees the vaccine approval will have a meeting that's public with Pfizer on December 10th. 1 week later, they'll have another meeting with Moderna, and I expect both vaccines to get approval very shortly after these meetings. My next video will discuss the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines and the mRNA technology and how it works in your body. They are very safe. I'll also discuss why those rumors about the vaccines not being safe are just false, and they simply don't make any scientific sense. So until then, everyone out there stay healthy and safe.